I would like mercy because I did love my son, and I would like the victim's family to know, same as my family, to know that I did love him, and I would have never intentionally, committed this crime, and I would do anything to have him back. I do seek their forgiveness as well.
Welcome to Get Your Life. Real quick, I want to give you guys a backstory of Tierra Dunmars. She was convicted of murdering a toddler, which happened to be her girlfriend's child. And at first she was saying that the child was choking and stopped breathing and fell on the ground. Well, after autopsy, they found out that the child had been getting beaten way longer. He had broken bones, broken ribs, and he had died of blunt force trauma to the head. Now, after serving 11 years, she's up for parole today as of April 5th, 2024. Let's take a listen.
Our remote location, as I said, is at Washita. Would the officer there at Washita please introduce yourself for the record?
My name is Sergeant May.
Sergeant May, thanks for accommodating us this morning. And we have Ms. Dunmars there before us.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
My name is Tierra Dunmars, DOC number 719360.
Yes, correct. I want to acknowledge some folks we have here with us in Baton Rouge at headquarters. We have Kiva Dunmars, your mother, and Nikita Stevens, your sister, who are here in support or just observing this morning. Here on Zoom, you should be able to see we have Kendall Lamont, who will be speaking on your behalf, Isaiah Orange and Otis Dunmars, both of whom will be speaking on your behalf. We also have a whole list of people who are observing on YouTube and are here in support. First, Ms. Dunmars, I'll read some identifying information into the record, and then I'll ask you to confirm it, and then we'll start our interview process with you. Your case has been assigned to me, so I'll take the lead on the interview. Once we finish our questions, we'll ask Sergeant May about any information she can provide, and then we'll hear from those folks who have indicated they want to speak on your behalf. Before we vote, you'll be allowed to make a statement also. Okay, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Dunmars, how old are you?
I'm 34.
And how long have you been in jail?
11 years, 10 and a half years. I'm sorry.
So let me just, read the identifiers. You're classified as a first felony offender. You were sentenced in East Baton Rouge Parish for a conviction of manslaughter. You're serving a 15-year sentence on that conviction. Your parole eligibility is September 8th of this year. And your adjusted good time date is March 13, 2025. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So we said you're 34 years old and you've served how much time?
10 and a half, 11, close to 11 years. Yes, ma'am.
Almost 11 years of your 15-year sentence. Okay. And did I read the record correctly? Are you a veteran?
Yes, ma'am.
And well, thank you for your service. I noticed you were medically discharged. Do you have any medical conditions?
It's a pituitary adenoma. It's a tumor. It's not cancerous.
Good, but it was, you weren't able to complete your tour of duty?
No, ma'am. I had the option to have surgery. However, the surgery could have possibly ended in it being cancerous, and I was afraid to do it.
And you're doing well now, so that's good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're in work release now?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've been there for how long?
2.5 years. Just made 3. I'm sorry.
3 years. So, and you've maintained that same job for all that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Same employer?
Yes, ma'am.
So as I mentioned, you're serving time for manslaughter. Your original charge was second-degree murder.
Yes, ma'am.
And did you enter a plea agreement for the manslaughter charge?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the victim in this matter was 23 months old. What was his name?
Justice.
What was his last name?
Cheatham.
Cheatham. And so you had a co-defendant in the case also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That
I'm
would be
sorry.
Justice's mother. So let me just continue. We have the facts. I'm not going to ask you to go through the facts of what happened. We have all those details and what happened. We also have opposition in the record that's been expressed by law enforcement and the prosecutor's office. The victim's father, Justice's father, has said he is unopposed to an early release. And I thought we expected him today. He's not here today. I want you to tell us, considering how well you're doing in work release, and considering the opposition that's been expressed, and considering the proximity of your good time release date, and also considering the plea deal you made, why do you think we ought to vote favorably for you today?
I believe that I should be granted favor, not because like I know the reality of my crime is be it viewed as being intentional or accidental. It's a crime that, you know, it's not deserving of favor. However, I would like mercy because I did love my son, and I would like the victim's family to know, same as my family, to know that you know, I did love him, and I would have never intentionally, you know, committed this crime, and I would do anything to have him back. I do seek their forgiveness as well. I sought the forgiveness from my family. I still struggle accepting the fact that God forgives me, because He forgives everybody. It's a daily struggle that I do face. I know this will be a burden that I carry for the remainder of my life, and it's been something I've been trying to not face, and I'm in a situation now where I'm, you know, forced to face it, and you know, I know it's time that I do so. Like I said, I'm sorry. I believe that I should be, because, like I said, I know that it's definitely not deserving based off the nature of the crime. But I really am a good person and a loving person and a genuine person. I'm honest. I'm hardworking. I always have been. I don't believe that my crime defines me. I just want to prove that I'm not my crime.
So I noticed in your record, and I want you to expand a little bit on something you said. You said you're in a situation now where you're forced to face it. What does that mean?
Like now that I'm facing the board, I stay busy. I try to do things that keep my mind occupied, to stay in a positive mindset, to take courses that, you know, teaches me to view things differently, and thinking about, you know, my case and my situation. It's not something that I like to reevaluate on a daily basis, like relive the moment. Like when you asked me earlier what was his name, I realized just in saying the name how much this still affects me. And though I've talked about the situation before, though I've dealt with the situation before, I realized that it's still something, like I said, that still bothers me. So that's what I was referring to. Like I'm facing the situation right now again, like reliving it, talking about it.
Okay. And I noticed that you do have some good programs in your record. You substance abuse, celebrate recovery, and anger management. Tell me what you got out of anger management.
What I got out of the situation is I believe that I've always been a pretty, you know, accountable person. However, sometimes I tend to be pretty thin-skinned, and what I mean by that is like I get defensive when I feel like you know, I guess viewed a certain way, and I know it played a major role in the situation of me being here. I believe that when this situation first happened, I spent so much time defending what didn't happen that, you know, I didn't, you know, face the accountability of what did. And, you know, the the class has pretty much taught me to face those situations, to deal with those situations, to acknowledge, my wrongs in situations and to handle them differently.
Yeah, you mentioned in one of the letters I saw from you that this all resulted really in your lack of patience.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell us what you do at the Best Western.
I'm a front desk representative, a front desk clerk.
And that's the job you've had for years?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I originally started out housekeeping. I would fill in other areas around the hotel. And within maybe a year, they promoted me to the front desk.
What's your transition plan whenever you get out of jail? Where you going?
I'm sorry. I plan on paroling to either my mom or my sister's address. I do have some jobs that were possible job alignments. I have a couple friends of the family, one who has a cooking business. I have another friend of the family that has he's working for Turner's Industry. I previously worked for Turner's before. I have a friend that works for Chart Industries. I would actually prefer to work there mainly because she's in touch with the plant manager, and I have a certification in welding, so I would like to pursue that certification.
Mm-hmm. And what about your Ashland University work? You're almost finished with that, or have you done that?
Yes, ma'am. I actually graduate next month in Ashland.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
So you plan to return back to Baton Rouge? You're not going to keep your job that you have?
No, ma'am. Like I said, I plan to pursue the welding because I did get my certification in it. I do want to be able to, when I get out, be able to help my family. I already spoke with a VA representative, if I'm not mistaken. Her name was Miss Borderline. She's pretty much going to help me out in any other areas that I would need assistance in as well, as far as mental health, as far as someone to counsel me and things like that.
Well, that sounds good. You've been giving them a lot of thought. Let me ask, any questions?
Sure, she's answered. That's the question.
I had one question. When you were talking, it struck me that you said whether it be accidental or intentional, it was a horrible thing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Was it accidental? Or was
Yes,
it
sir. It was accidental. Yes, sir. The reason I said be it viewed as like accidental or intent, I know everyone, people view the situation in different aspects as they're allowed to. And I just pretty much was stating, despite how it's viewed, I know that it's a situation that, it's a horrible situation either way, because an innocent life is not here.
Miss Dunmore, I have it spelled two different ways. We'll hear from the folks who want to speak on your behalf. I gotta process what you just said. So we have, let's hear from your brothers first. Could we hear from Isaiah, please?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. What would you like us to know, sir?
I would like y'all to know, throughout these years, he had been in prison. I'm sorry about my video as well. I don't know how to make it work.
Okay.
But me and her actually built a very good relationship, probably better than we had when she was out of prison, to be honest. I looked up to Tiara, and I ain't like, me and Otis ain't really have a father figure like that talking about. But Tiara was like that to us. She helped us with sports. That's the reason we good at sports now. I have a 5-6-year-old son. I actually named him after Justice. Inspired Tiara, like, just to honor Tiara, because she was a great parent. I kind of, as far as helping her when she get out, I got all I can help her with my business, my football team. We got no we shit, I can't really say. I'm sorry, sir.
All right, Mr. Orange. Well, thank you for speaking to us. Could we hear from Mr. Otis Dunmores?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Well, like my brother said, we didn't really have a father figure. So, like he looked up to my sister. I did as well. I learned basically everything from my sister. Like she taught me how to dress, how to pick up girls, sports, like everything. Like, and with her going to jail, it was really hard on me because like she like that's my best friend. Like, and I really just couldn't focus. Like I lost track of a lot of things. Like I don't know until I recently just started back talking to her, and she just made me get back focused, helped me understand that life ain't gonna always go the way you want it to go. Just keep pushing, and she the reason I actually got this opportunity to pursue my dreams in football in the IFA. Like if it wasn't for her, none of this would be possible. Like I honestly just miss my sister, and I wish she could be a part of this. And that's it.
Sir, we appreciate it. Could we hear from Kendall Lamont, please?
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Kendall Lamont. I have been the owner of Papa and Puddin's Catering since 1996. Me and Tiara's mom, Kiva, have been friends for over 33 years. Kiva has helped me with my business over the years, with my catering. And as far as Tiara, from knowing her from growing up, she's always been a loving person, caring person, always willing to help, to go the extra mile to do whatever with her friends, her family. And as far as my business, she would be a great asset until she would be able to pursue the opportunity that she wants to do as far as welding. With my business being as popular as it is now, I could really use her until she's able to get into the field that she wants to get in. But as far as Tiara, like I say, she's a great worker. She's a people person, and she will be a great asset to my business.
Good. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate your input.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sergeant Bay, is there any input you can give us?
Well, just like I said in my letter, Tira's been with me for 3 years. I run the women's work release here at OCC, and she's been with me for 3 years. I don't know what she was like 11 years ago, but I know what she was like when she came here, and I watched her grow for the last 3 years. Every time I walk through that dorm, if she's not at work, she's sitting at the table studying. She's been in school almost the entire time that she's been here. She has just worked to better herself since she's been in here, and I watched her do it. It's not very often that you see an offender come in here and be here for 3 years at the same job and then work so hard to get it. I feel like she must have a master's degree by the time she gets out of here because she's been in school for so long. But she hasn't done anything but strive to be better since she's been in this program. She has a peaceful spirit in the back. I've never had any kind of confrontational issues out of her. She's never been a problem since she's been here. And that is also a feat for someone who's been in a program like this for 3 years, surrounded by other people who are just struggling or trying to get by. She is very peaceful, and she, I believe, is doing everything she can to just be a better person.
All right. Well, good to hear. Thank you so much. All right, Tiara, is there a statement you'd like to make to us?
Yes, ma'am. I wasn't allowed to, contact the, victim's family and talk to anybody. But as I mentioned earlier, I definitely would like to one day ask them for their forgiveness because as I stated earlier, regardless of how it's viewed, it is a negative situation and it's one that I'm deeply remorseful for. And I do anything to do things differently. And I know that I can't, but I would like that forgiveness. And I'm thankful for this opportunity.
All right. Well said, Tiara. Look, I think you present very well today. I have some problems with some of the things you said because we have the record, we have the complete record, and this was not a one-time accident. This was something that happened over a period of time, according to the medical reports that we have. And that's what I have a problem with. You've had good programs. You've worked to address some issues you have. I don't think you're quite there yet. The opposition from the DA's office says, since your good time date is only 6 months after her parole date, we think a good time release is more appropriate in this matter. And I tend to agree with the district attorney's office. So for that reason, my vote today is to deny your parole. And I do wish you well, though. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very proud of what you've done. And, but also I have to concur. I think the best thing to do today is deny it.
Mr. Taylor.
I concur.
All right, Tiara, keep your chin up, keep doing good. You'll be going home soon. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant May. I think that completes our bit of him. Oh, we have a revocation. I'm sorry, we have another case there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. We have more to come. And also comment down below.